Let's face it, carpets are like toddlers. They look adorable, but they attract chaos. Spills happen, stains happen, and suddenly, before you know it, your carpets look like they've been to a music festival. But don't panic, today I'm going to teach you how to remove any stain, or at least stop it becoming damaged. Yes, even that one. So here's how to remove any stain from your carpet, even the tough ones. First of all though, why should you trust me? You don't want to believe everything you watch or read on the internet. Well, I'm Lee and I run Vapor Clean Cleaning Services. We are based in the southwest of the UK where we provide specialist and commercial contract cleaning. I started the business back in 2012 and I was a specialist cleaning technician out there on the road doing specialist carpet cleaning amongst a range of other services. Today, we're a business with multiple cleaning technicians out on the road delivering specialist carpet cleaning and a range of other services. We have a large amount of staff and we're dealing with lots and lots of cleaning every single day. My job today is to make sure we are on top of the best techniques, technology and solutions out there to deliver on our services. So I know cleaning. And in this channel, we give a little bit back. So here is how to remove any stain from your carpets, even the tough ones. First things first then, we have to identify the stain. For us, this is usually the hardest part, but hopefully for you, it won't be too bad. Usually you will know what a stain is, although, let's be honest, we all have that odd, strange one that pops up and we don't know where it came from. Not just about what the stain is though, it's what it's made up of. So is it water-based, is it oil-based, or is it dye-based? Sounds technical, but don't worry, it's just stain CSI. Once you figure out roughly what the stain is, you can usually figure out what it's made up of. For example, if you're working with something like wine, it is water-based, but you've got alcohol in there and you've got quite bright colours. Knowing the type helps us use the right cleaning weapon. We're not winging it here, we are professionals. I wouldn't be professional though if I didn't use a word of caution here. So if in doubt, you will cause damage. By using the wrong thing, you can actually make the stain permanent, or to use a phrase within the industry, lock it in. So essentially what you do is you change the dye sites of the actual carpet and you are changing the colour. The only way to remove that then is to re-dye the carpets. So first of all, I'm going to show you a little trick that can help you prevent a stain becoming damaged so you can actually call a professional in. So what do? You've found a stain, you're not sure what it is, or you just simply don't want to tackle it yourself because you don't want to risk it. First things first is you want to absorb as much as you can. Use some paper towel or a dry cloth and push down on the surface area and try and absorb as much of that stain as you can. Then, once you've done that, you want a fine table salt and lots of it. What you want to do is pour it liberally all over the stain to make sure that it's fully covered. Go a little bit further and make sure it is heaped. Make sure there is plenty there. What the salt will do is it will actually absorb all the moisture, and it will usually absorb it more than the carpet. So it prevents it going too deep into the carpet and makes it easily removable. I've lost count of the amount of times I've had the call about this, and that's what we've told them to do. And then we've gone out a few days later and we've restored even the whitest carpets back to their former glory. But don't worry, keep watching, because these methods are methods that are designed to not damage your carpet and to not lock it in. Rule number 1, blot, don't rub. My God, that irritates me. Think of it this way. Blotting is like giving your carpet a soft hug after a bad day. Rubbing, that's just making the stain angry and pushing it deeper into the fibres. See the difference? It's science and common sense in one. So here's where it starts to get slightly technical. First things first, you've done the blotting. Secondly, when you start your removal, always start with water. It's not harmful and it will remove quite a lot of the staining that's already there. Water certainly won't do any more damage, so certainly start with that. If your stain is water-based, you want to start with the classic, and that is a washing powder and water mix. They go together like tea and biscuits. All you want is a small amount of washing powder, plenty of water, so you have got a good watery mixture. Make sure it's lukewarm, not too hot, not too cold, and that will do a great job. And then you repeat the process. You blot that onto the surface and slowly remove the stain itself. Remember, plenty of mixture on there, plenty of moisture, and change the surface area of your cloth to make sure you're not spreading the stain. In case you've watched some of my other videos here and you look to try and catch me out, yes, I'm not the biggest fan of this method for actually fully cleaning a carpet or upholstery. This is for spot stain only, and this is in emergency. Why am I not a fan of it? Because that will still potentially attract dirt. So if that's not rinsed out properly or neutralized, over a period of time, you may well find that you will still attract a bit of dirt and it may go dark. But it is removable, and that's the thing. If you have your carpets then properly cleaned, or you clean your carpets properly if you hire a tool, not that I'd recommend that, but if you do, you'll restore the carpets back to their original condition. So it's definitely better to do that than leave the stain where it is, because the stain could become permanent. If you have oil-based or alcohol-based stains, then it's usually alcohol that is the best method. I'm going to pick the wine method, and if you want to see how to remove wine from your carpet, the full video, then click the link above and go and check that one out. That is an amazing video that goes into a lot more detail. But certainly the best method for doing that is actually simply using a clear alcohol. The one I've always suggested is actually vodka. Why? Because you're more likely to have maybe a bottle of vodka in your home than, say, a bottle of rubbing alcohol, for example. But it's the same method. All you want to do is pour the vodka onto a cloth, or pour it in a bowl and soak it up with a cloth, and then dab it onto the area and slowly absorb it up. You will break that down and fully remove the wine. It's a great method and really does break down those stains. Last but not least, we're looking at dye-based stains. So with those are the ones that are really, really tricky. And I've got to be honest with you, when you start getting into this realm, you really should be looking at a professional, because usually with the dye stains, that's what they're there for. You have to act quickly and the professionals will know how. But if you simply don't want to go down that route and you want to tackle it yourself, the simplest and safest method I can recommend is with white vinegar. All you want to do is exactly the same process as with the last two. Dab on that white vinegar onto the stain bit by bit, and if anything you can get your hands on will remove it, that will be the one. So a few top tips to remember when you're doing it. Number one, this is a patience game. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a stain-free carpet. Even when we go to a job, we have to apply the stain treatment, we have to wait at least 15 minutes, then we have to remove it. Apply these solutions, leave them a little bit, then rinse it out. And that is the next bit. Whatever method you use, you need to rinse. So go and get some clean water, warm water again, a clean cloth, and then do the same. Dab the area, rinsing out plenty of liquid to rinse that solution out, whichever one you've used. Thirdly, and probably most importantly, act quickly. It's really tough if you didn't know that stain was there. But if you're stood there and your friend is sipping away on wine and then whoops, there goes the glass, don't wait, do it there and then. And if you don't want to tackle it yourself, use that salt trick, absorb that up, and then call someone the next day to get them out as quickly as you can. It's one of the things we ask when we're taking inquiries. How long has that stain been there? Because the longer it's been there, the less chance we have of removing it. It's literally like the chances of removal are ticking down as time passes. Check out this picture. This is from my home when my children dropped spaghetti bolognese. I had none of my own products at home. All I had was these exact methods. I used the washing powder and water method, and that was the result. Absolutely amazing and completely spotless. But I did act quickly. Now we come to the final step, step 5. You've removed the stain, you've rinsed the solution, but you're left with a big old wet patch on your carpet. You really don't want to leave that there. That's just asking for trouble. So what you want to do, again, use some paper towels, use some cloths, really push them in and soak up as much as you possibly can. It may also be a good idea just to get a fan and place it near the area and just move some air across it. Now you don't want to use a heat source because a heat source can force dry the area, which can also cause problems. So you just want to kind of move some air around it, even if you just waft the area a little bit. So there we have it. But before we wrap up, let's talk about protection. First of all, carpet protector spray. And you can watch a full video on this if you click the link above, where we ask whether or not carpet stain protector is actually worth it. But for me, I always highly recommend it. Think of it as your superhero cape for your carpets. A good carpet protector spray puts a coating over the top of your carpet, which buys you time to remove the stain and prevents it getting too deep into the carpet, making it easier to remove. Secondly, I'd always suggest having a little caddy or these little odds and ends in the back of your cleaning cupboard. A DIY cleaning kit, if you like, so you can just grab it when the needs must, because these things do happen. Thank you very much for watching though. I really do hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. Please do let us know what you think in the comments, or if you have any cleaning conundrums, drop it in the comments, let us know, and you never know, we may just help you out in our next video. We're always looking for ideas of what videos to make for you, so that really does help. Thanks again for watching. Please do click the subscribe button, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.